You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show.
Welcome to MBwTFB with the Farx brothers. I'm Kyle.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Nick.
And we are here with Jarrod Crooks. The first question we always ask is, Jarrod, we know you're a multi-hyphenate. Which of your multi-hyphenates do you like to go by first?
I don't know. I got into the whole filmmaking thing because I wanted to be an actor, but then no one was like making movies where they went like, I mean, I was a kid and coming from Wausau, Wisconsin, and nobody's making movies in Wausau, Wisconsin. So I'm like, I guess I'm going to make my own thing. And it just turned into this love-hate relationship with filmmaking, but ultimately, no, it's a passion of mine all around. I love every aspect of it.
What's the hate come from?
It's hard. It's hard. And every time that I'm going to go into like doing a scene, I'm like, all right, what's going to be the thing I got to fight this time? What's going to be the big thing that's going to surprise me? Because the filmmaking is full of surprises, and you just don't know what obstacle you're going to come up against.
Well, you're working on Vexx Torn now. What's the thing that surprised you had to fight with on the 4 days of shooting that 7-minute scene in the junkyard?
Yeah, so we filmed in this junkyard, and we have this e-bike that we're riding, and I'm looking at the junkyard. It's like, we're going to go through these trails. The trails are all sand, and this is an e-bike.
Yeah,
it's not a dirt bike.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and Erin is my wife, who plays Nova, is on the back of the e-bike. And so that's more weight on this e-bike, and it's so hard to drive through the sand. So we were falling constantly, and there's a truck that's behind us, and like, I don't know, it's kind of dangerous. You're going to crash, and this truck is coming. So you're like, all right, I didn't really anticipate this driving through the sand would be that difficult.
Wow.
So there you go.
What, so it's like an e-bike, like a pedal e-bike, or like a motorized?
Yeah, it's a pedal e-bike. Oh. So it runs on battery. So like, I don't have to pedal it, it goes, but it's not meant to be a dirt bike or a sand bike. Have
you ever ridden a one-wheel?
No, and I don't think that would have gone through the sand either.
Yeah.
Well, no, the one wheels can go on the beach sometimes. It depends on how packed down the sand is. I'm curious to see if it worked, because I was in Florida with my one wheel.
Well, did it work when you were in Florida?
It did.
Wow.
Because
what about two people on it? Do you think that would have worked?
I thought you get two people on one wheel.
You carry the other person.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you both have to be under 250 pounds to start with. So I would only be able to carry one of my children in that scenario. But I do that sometimes with helmets. It's not safe.
Safety first.
That's what I say to them. Okay, so 12 years old, 1997, you're watching Wishbone. Yeah, I did the research.
It sounds like it. Yeah, went down the rabbit hole.
And I watched Wishbone too. Remember when they made the feature-length cowboy movie?
I do. Wishbone's Dog Days of the West.
Yes. I loved that movie.
I know. I was like, I was part of the Wishbone fan club, man. I was in the newsletter because I asked Wishbone a question one year. I think it was like the 7th or 8th grade, probably 7th grade. And it's like, I was showing all my friends, like, my question's in the newsletter. The dog answered my question.
Was that well received by fellow 7th and 8th graders?
My friends, yes. They were like, that's awesome. But, whatever. It was, we're all Wishbone nerds at the time.
7th or 8th grade. Okay. I was like 4th or 5th. Did you guys watch Wishbone?
I saw it. Yeah.
What's the story? Because Nick, you and Jarrod are about the same age.
Probably. Yeah.
What?
I don't remember the theme song.
What's the story? Wishbone, and then they'd show him from the whole season in different, outfits.
I mean, that was slightly my inspiration too for like filmmaking and storytelling, because the dog would like talk about literature, and then it got me into literature, and then they'd always show how they did things at the end of each episode, and I'm like, that's awesome. I want to do that. I want to be a dog wearing costumes.
Talk more about getting into literature, because I'm a poor reader, although I did just finish a book, audiobook.
That doesn't count.
You did it, man. Yeah. You did it.
What do you read? Are you a regular reader?
I don't read as much anymore, because like now I'm tired. I'm too tired. I look at the page and I'm just like, I'm like you now. Like, give me the audiobook. But it's interesting because of my love of literature. There's even some scenes in this post-apocalyptic movie we're doing where the time machine was something I really loved, and Wishbone had an episode of it. And I wanted to do these underground creatures. They're called dwellers in our film. And it's like they're the Morlocks of this universe, and we have a character in the movie. He only speaks in literature, and that's gonna be played by Troy LeFay. You know.
Oh yeah.
So I wrote the character for him, and yeah, he when we say something, he pulls it from literature to respond, and we're like, why? What is he talking about? And then when we go underground, he starts quoting stuff from the Time Machine. So I'm finally able to be like, I want my love of literature to be in this movie somehow.
We just did an interview with director of Sanctified, Nick Swedlund, and the first thing I said to him is, your movie is 2 Mules for Sister Sarah. And he's like, well, yeah, that's why we have the call out in the movie. So I think it's good when you know, what good writers adapt, great writers steal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you qualify as stealing? It's like he's just calling from literature. I don't think that's stealing.
Well, if he's gonna actually quote like books, I'm assuming that's what you mean.
Yeah, but that's
outright.
Is
it? But it's
you're quoting a book.
It's in the public domain, so it's legal. I'm not worried about this. I'm just saying, you know, it's great writing. Nick, you're
using stealing as a broad term where not illegal stealing, but just taking something that's very direct, a very direct reference.
Yes, don't try to like improve the wheel. Use the wheel.
Yeah.
So what's Vexx Torn? Like, what's the log line?
Figure that out yet? No,
Wait, really? Is the script all written?
It is.
Okay.
It is. I mean, basically, it's a. I just like to say right now, it's Mad Max meets Indiana Jones meets Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's not a log line. It's
not a log line.
It's a pastiche of a certain type of adventure story.
Because if anytime I say anything, it's so like The Big Gift was one too when we were doing that. I'd say what it is. They'd be like, "That's like Jingle All the Way," and I was like, "Well, not really." The part that there's a kid that wants a gift, yeah, I guess, but everything else is not.
Yeah, your story is very different. And I'm sorry, I only got halfway through The Big Gift because I didn't realize it was on Tubi.
Sure.
And then I was like, oh, I can watch it on Tubi. I'll watch it on Tubi. And I watched half of it. And no, it's not like Jingle All the Way. I'm going to jump to my questions about it. At first, I was like, I don't love things where the story could be broken by if someone just said, hey, he lost his job, which I assume happens somewhere around 3/4 of the way into the movie. The wife finds out. Don't tell me. I look forward to it. And then that to me mirrored like the lie we tell the children about Santa Claus. I struggle to not like blurt out to my children, Santa Claus isn't real.
Wait, what?
What?
You struggle to do.
Is this how you find out?
I guess it took 41 years, but yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, man.
Yeah. I mean, St. Nicholas was real. You have nothing religious in your Christmas movie, I noticed.
No.
That's cool.
Depends who you ask, I guess. Yeah. Somebody did say I would love reading like the reviews. You know, it's just like there's nothing Christmassy about this. You know, like there's violence and fight scenes. This is not a Christmas movie. It's like, all right, my bad.
Did it kind of feel like Carrie, who's on after you on the show? She thematically kind of borrowed for one of her Z-Fest this year.
You better watch out.
Yeah, Better Watch Out was kind of similar to The Big Gift. Has she seen it? Have you asked her?
She did see it. I know that she had seen it, but I don't know if I don't know if it was inspiration or I might have nothing to do with it at all. So
we're a beef show, so I'm gonna bring it up to her like, hey, I heard you stole this from Jarrod's speeches.
Well, what'd you say? You know, like if you're gonna steal from the past or whatever the hell it is.
I totally cool if we can cut this if you don't want. Like, this isn't on Tubi, so you're making money on it. Has it gone? When I said in the black, I meant from an accounting term. Has it gone in the black because you're getting Tubi money now?
I made money.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, to spend thousands of dollars on a movie and then make money.
Yeah, I was surprised last Christmas how well it did because I had talked to, in fact, Film Hub reached out to me and they wanted to talk to me, and I asked them, I was like, "Is this normal?" And it was like, "No, it's not normal." And so based on what he was telling me, is like I am above average in what people would make on a movie.
Great.
So yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was. I was blown away. I was like, this little tiny $8,000 movie
made money.
Made money. So
what are you gonna do? No, like it sounds like you've gone, okay, I want to do a post-apocalyptic movie. You're not making The Big Gift 2 or something.
No, The Bigger Gift. No,
The
Bigger Gift.
Eventually you'll get to The Biggest Gift. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, I think, I don't know. It was just like, I don't want to, I don't know. It's like I like doing the action thing, but then I got into this like you start being like you're the kung fu guy, and I was like I don't want to be the kung fu guy because I feel like I'm really more than that, and that I can a legit filmmaker. And so I was like, let me do a post-apocalyptic movie, tone down the kung fu-ness of it, and then people can look at it and be like, wow, yeah, no, seems more legit. I don't know.
What martial arts have you studied?
None. I watched Jackie Chan.
Okay, so got it. No offense. So when you were throwing punches on the bag, I was like, that's not the correct way to stand. But I understand this is an entertaining thing to show.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have a lot of friends who are martial artists, and they were the same thing. It was like, you're doing the bag wrong. I was like, does it look cool? It's fine.
Yeah. And you had reached out to us, and I'll publicly apologize to you because you'd reached out to us right after we did the foot and said, hey, I love to do fight coordinating. And I was coming off of that going, I don't want to do any more kick punch movies. I don't like for me, I don't like kisses in movies because then you need to you need to have an intimacy coordinator or just hire your wife. I assume that's, you don't hire an intimacy coordinator for you and your wife.
I didn't know you needed an intimacy. I didn't know that.
Well, it's kind of like having
I think it's a recent thing. Intimacy coordinator, yeah.
JK Productions, safety first. I mean, the only movie we've had kisses on, there was subject matter going into it where we were like, let's get somebody who's not us to be able to referee, just to be safe.
I know that years ago I was working on this film, and actually it was in Shakopee. It was called Unholy Reunion. It was with Rick McLeod. And I was working with Shannon McDonough, and that's where I met Dan Quayle. And there was a sex scene, and full nudity.
Oh, all right.
Were you in this sex scene?
No, I was filming it because he wanted like Jarrod to run the camera, I do the DP, blah, blah, blah. So I was like doing that double duty acting camera work thing. And I'm like, I don't even like feel comfortable filming this.
Were they actually...
So, and there was one actress, it was supposed to be one actress, and then Shannon stepped in and was like, I'll double for her boobs, because the main actress didn't want her boobs in there. And so anyway, I was like, this is so uncomfortable, because now I know Shannon, I'm working with her, and I was like, oh man, this is just so weird for me.
We've had other guests who have talked about like their moms seeing their nude scene in a movie, and they don't feel the movie was that great. We know performers, like, it's funny because there's not an equivalent for guys, I would say.
It's pretty rare that the PP is going to get shown.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I watch HBO, so.
I mean, our next movie is definitely going to have a lot of dong.
Yeah.
But, like,
requested by
just
Nick.
to break the trend.
Requested, yeah.
We gotta play catch up.
I'm not tagging up on that joke. I watch Euphoria, there's lots of dongs on there. Sure. My wife is very much like, well, if they're going to show vagina or boobies, they need to show penises as well. I was like,
so Gone Girl.
You see the side of his dick. Sort of.
The side of it, okay.
You don't really see it. Because I've looked.
It's like Kevin Bacon in Wild Things.
The lighting helped to, like, we're not going to full on bright lifetime light this up or whatever.
I've got a together poster somewhere in here, and Dave Franco has a scene in a shower where he had to have been fully nude. And
I mean, the way he positioned his hand to cover it was a little too obvious.
Yeah.
Like, what?
that was part of it. But it was very funny. See, I'd be curious what you think of it, because there's a lot of action in the shower with him. And
what kind of action are we talking about?
No jerking off or anything.
He gets smashed around.
Is that the right word to use? But okay, so
he smashes into the side of the wall while naked.
Okay.
Yes,
that he gets thrown around.
It reminds me of some of the work I've seen you do, which I
I get thrown around in showers all the time.
Not in showers, but I've like Omnisuit. You were falling down and stuff.
Yeah.
How did you learn how to fall and do those sorts of things?
Trial and error. I mean, it's like this kind of like there's going to be pain. You might get hurt. Let's just avoid injury.
Have you been injured?
Yes. These teeth are not real.
The front two?
The front. Well, yeah. So these two are gone, and these two are just capped. But yeah, I got punched so hard that my teeth basically came out, and then the dentist shoved them back in, and then I had root canals, and then I had crowns, and the tooth died, and then I got implants, and now I got crowns, and yeah. It actually was very expensive, and it lasted for about 20 years of my life. The constantly getting it taken care of.
And this was 20 years ago you were making this movie? When you were like 20?
Yeah, I was in high school when it happened. Because I've been doing movies that long.
Yeah.
I was doing a fight scene with a buddy, and yeah, he clocked me.
What did your parents say?
I think they were just worried because I had a really bad concussion, and I kept like repeating myself. And my brother was really mad because I kept repeating myself. He's like, "Jarrod, you're faking it. I know you're faking it."
Oh, damn.
And my brother eventually had a concussion. He's like, "I'm sorry."
Jeez. Older or younger?
Yeah, this is my younger brother.
Okay. Have you had more than one concussion?
No, I think it's just the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Have you been in a fight before?
Not a real fight. I try to be nice to people.
Oh yeah. I get that. Your friend Judd and I have sparred at the gym as recently as last month. So
Okay.
I'm going to use that to pivot into. You just made a movie with him and Adam, the cult movie. What can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, we did this movie called Wet Paper Bag. Adam approached me after Z-Fest. He saw Concussed, and he was like, "Hey man, we'd love it if you would consider DPing our film, and also act in it, because apparently that has to be a thing where I'm also acting and helping on camera." And I even like said to him, I was like, "Are you sure you want me to act in this? I think we could be a lot more efficient if I'm just on camera." And he's like, "No man, no." I'm like, No, it was a blast. The script is really good. Adam put together a great script, but it was very ambitious in the sense of how much, basically like they wanted to make this thing in 3 weeks, this feature film. But it was mostly in one location, but it was all like, I swear we had like 15, 17-hour days of shooting, and like you're just drained at the end of it.
Did you get weekends or?
No, it was just like during the week.
So,
We shot like.
You just went 21 days straight.
No, it was like we'd film a week, we were off a week, we filmed a week. Then they also, like, we filmed the scene like a couple days before our wedding, Aaron and I's wedding. So I was like, dude, this is like the worst timing to be doing it. But yeah, just a couple days, it's like maybe even the day before the wedding, it was just like, oh man.
What did Aaron say?
She don't care, she don't care. She's like, yeah, whatever, go film whenever you got it.
Is she from the Twin Cities?
She's from Isanti originally.
I'm not from Minnesota. Where is Isanti?
It's half-hour north of Blaine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where you work? You work in Blaine, like as your shirt will show, and
yeah.
you're repping.
At Jam Hops. Yeah, we actually both work there.
Oh.
She's been working there 15 years. I've been there 7 months.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I just started working there doing their social media, and so I work with the kids and we make fun content, and it's the market. I'm working marketing. So
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
Instagram.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, I sent
Slide
her a message.
into DMs?
I slid into the DMs for real, dude. I really did. I left a comment. She reached out to me. I put a post out for a film. I was like looking for new talent, and she was somebody that reached out to me. So we talked briefly before that, and then we were friends on Instagram, and she did a post, and I just commented, and we started talking, and then we never stopped talking.
So what was that first slide into the DM? We're also
What's your opening?
podcast.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What's the?
It was probably the comment. I left a comment saying "whoa" on the comment for her post, and then she said "whoa," and then I probably just went into her DMs and was like,
Wow, and that worked.
Whoa. Whoa.
But you have to remember, like, we talked a little bit prior to that slide in. So.
Yes, young men out there, it is good to have interaction in person, and not solely online.
Right.
And she was making. She was an actress, and you guys worked on a project together. Then after the.
Yeah, we did a 48 together.
Okay.
But that was after I slid in.
Nice.
Wow. But yeah, we just have a great working relationship, and obviously we love each other. So it's just like, in fact, when we were just filming, we're working with, I don't know if you're familiar with Carter. He's a young child actor. I think he's like 14, but his mom, we were talking, and she said, yeah, we've worked with married couples before on film sets, and sometimes they fight. I was like, yeah, I could see that. And she said, I have to, like, the way you guys work together, it's just, you guys are so chill, and just, it's nice to be around you guys, and you work hard, and there's no bickering. And I was like, no, because we're here to get a job done, not to fight.
Jeez. Do you fight? I'm married. I feel like I can ask this question.
Maybe our relationship's just too young, but no, not really. I mean, there's disagreements in the sense like, hey, we're out of toilet paper in here. Why didn't you put it? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
The closest thing my wife and I will have to a fight is like, she knows that I can't do something on my phone while I'm driving, but she clearly wants something to be done on my phone. It's like, well, then will you please do it?
Yeah, sure.
And like that's the level of fight. I'm trying to think of. Like,
I got you. Yeah, because it'd be like, oh, you were supposed to turn back there, and she's doing the directions. Like, well, why didn't you tell me? It was like, well, because I was doing this.
Today it was pausing the interview I was listening to of you with, I think it was Alex Susko.
Okay.
And then I finished it, so I got the information I needed from it.
Okay.
Film festivals. You brought up 48. I've heard you say on other podcasts, film festivals, not the route you've taken to grow your career?
No, but I'm not saying that...
It's wrong. It's not how you did it.
Right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't do it. I know a lot of people who throw a lot of money at film festivals, and I'm like... And it's just stuff where it's like, make it make sense. There's like, we're submitting to this... We're submitting this shit-ass film to Sundance, right? And it's just like, guys, just don't even waste your... Find something a little smaller, if you want to do the film, but it's like, be realistic. But I think, they don't really... They're blinded by their own creation.
Yeah.
I don't say that to be mean. It's just like, the truth is that, we're not always as good as we think we are. It's just the way it is. I mean, I always like to say, hey, Hollywood puts millions of dollars into their movies, and then we still rip the shit out of it. And what makes us think, like, I could do better? What makes you think you can make it better, like, realistically? So, but no, I mean, I think that the festival circuit is still good in the sense, like, get it out there, you get to meet, and you get to network. But I also think that people are in it for themselves, and they don't care about your work. To a degree. If something's really good, they will be impressed by it and be like, wow, this is actually really good.
And they might want to work with you on the next thing.
Yeah, but the odds of like, I don't know if the dream is, I want to get into a film festival, the king is going to see this. Some king in the room is going to see this and give me money. I don't know. I just don't buy into that theory too much.
When I lived in LA, I worked for a producer's rep. And what her job was to go to film festivals and then get the filmmaker to agree to pay her to rep the movie. And it was tens, if not $100,000.
Sure.
But her claim to fame was that she had sold Mark Wahlberg's documentary series that he just put his executive producer credit on, Juvies, to HBO.
Sure.
And so she had contacts, and she worked in the Golden Triangle and Beverly Hills, or not Beverly Hills, where's that? In Hollywood-ish area. But she said that 98% of the time, they at least made the money they invested with her back from the distribution deal she would get for them. But
it's a gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With everything, it's mostly a gamble with film. Well, if not the film festival market, what's your approach to making movies and getting your movies out there?
With short films, for me, it's always been like, I'm just going to throw it on YouTube. Because I look at short films, I just love to make movies, and I never was in it to make a buck. So I just want to get it out there that the actors who helped out, and because most of the time they're just volunteering.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that they have something that they can look back on and something to be proud of and that they can show. With a feature, obviously, like that's a little bit, like The Big Gift, we got it on Tubi and went through Film Hub. But again, it's just about getting it out there and to live in the film festival circuit, hoping that like, oh, somebody's going to see this and give me my big break or something. But I mean, other people do it for other reasons. I'm not saying that's the only reason they do it. They want to rack up awards or whatever it is, But no, I don't know. I just like making movies, and like I said, it's a love-hate. So I love the challenge of it, but also it can be daunting and overwhelming at times. So,
will Vexx Torn is your goal to go through Film Pub again and distribute it that way?
Yeah, and I would say the fact that The Big Gift did okay in the sense of like it made money. I was a little inspired again. Like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll, put a little more into this one. There's no guarantee that I'll get anything back, but it's just like, well, you know what? Why not? This did well, and if The Big Gift is doing well, and like happened upon it during Christmas, they're like, what else does this guy have that maybe they'll come across Vexx Torn? But I think being a Christmas movie, that is the real reason why it's like they're finding it, because it's just one of those genre films that everybody gravitates to during the holidays.
What's wrong with that? If it makes money, it makes money, right?
Nothing. And it's different enough where people are like, they're sick of the Hallmark thing, so they want to find something else.
You have an evil Santa, which was interesting. I was trying to think of other examples of evil Santa other than Carrie's.
Is he evil, or is he just mostly jaded by how Christmas has been done lately? Because he's lost the Christmas spirit.
Oh, you'll have to watch it, find out, yeah.
What inspired you to write The Big Gift?
We did a trailer contest on YouTube. Some guy was like, make a fight scene, Christmas fight scene, is what it was. And so I decided to do like a trailer for a fake movie called The Big Gift. Scott and everybody, like, they did. And then Scott was hounding me. He's like, there's got to be a real movie, man. And I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work. He's like, you already got the concept in 2 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, that's 2 minutes. It's not a story. I'd have to flesh out these characters and make it a whole thing. And he's like, that's easy. And I was like, Scott, I'm going to punch you right in the face. But no, he bothered me enough to get me to think about it. And then when I lost my job, I was like, all right, let's do it.
How long did it take you? I saw Aaron's a co-writer.
Yeah, we would just sit down together and work on it. I think that script came together pretty easy. I think it was like 2 months we got that thing done.
So Scott was right?
I guess. I guess to a degree. This new one I'm working on, the script is hard, so hard. It's been the hardest script I've ever worked on.
How long did it take? Not that length equates to, but
a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
How long have you guys been working on scripts that are feature length?
Feature length? I don't know. We always talk about like the whole vomit draft stuff. I've written 5 features. Longest one took me maybe 6 months.
Wait, no, because the last one we did, Middle School Madness.
Oh, that I personally just wrote solo. I'm not counting that as part of it.
Okay.
No.
My current one, I don't even know when to say. I started it for real
3 years ago.
I was going to say 3 years maybe, even though there were seeds in 2020. But I'm just like, I take breaks away from it. And it's very close. Like it's 99% done now. But like, it sucks because I look back, because I did a bunch of scripts. I did like 10 back in the day. And I did like 2, I was doing like 1 or 2 a year from like 2003 through like 2007. I'm like, why? But they weren't as good. Sure. So I'm like, it's a trade-off. It's like, I'm like, on one hand, I'm like overthinking it and like being too picky, but also like those ones I wrote where I wrote them 1 or 2 a year. Not to say that someone else can't write them that quickly and have them be good, but just mine were just like,
So like, what is it that makes you like think like this feels good compared to this one? Like, is it
for me personally compared to my old stuff, or compared to anyone else?
The dialogue has improved, the actual storytelling, like the way that the themes, like what is it that?
Yeah, like I didn't really have themes in my old stuff like 20 years ago. I think I understand like the economy of a scene, like how to have a scene like that has its own beginning, middle, end, and have that be like that sweet spot, 2.5 minutes.
That it's almost like its own little short film.
Yeah. But it's like feels like a complete scene, and it also to have the end of one scene basically tee up the next scene pretty well. Mm-hmm. Even though it's not like, you don't want it to be like predictable, but like just like it's a net. Okay, this happens because that just happened.
There was something I heard about. They were saying like if a movie is predictable, that it actually, in a way, it just depends how you do it, but that it's written well. Because if you are setting things up properly, and you just understand movies and understand how they work, then you can kind of see it coming, and that's satisfying for an audience. We sit there and say like, it was predictable, but we filmmakers and moviegoers, we understand that because we watch so many movies.
Yeah.
But if you're writing a script, like here's the setup, here's the payoff. Yeah. And if you know what you're looking for, you'll see it, and that's good writing.
Yeah. I think for the general audience, it's like subconscious.
Yeah.
Like they don't like seeing it coming. We're seeing it coming if we know movies better than like the general audience. it just feels like you if it's too off course from what the setup suggests, then it feels like you changed into a different movie.
Like, what are we doing here?
For me, that's what I feel like when I watch like a lot of the Marvel movies. Not to shit on Marvel, like if you guys like them, but
How
like,
dare you?
I mean, they haven't been as good as they were.
my
so
pet,
it's,
what I notice in Marvel movies is it seems like you have like 2/3 of like setup, and some semblance of like what the conflict is going to be, and if it's a brand new like one that's supposed to tee up a new like series, then it's like a lot of training not training, but like discovering your powers and stuff like that. And then 2/3 of the way through, it's like I'm thinking of Thunderbolts, where it's like all of a sudden it's the Sentry. And
You
now
fell
it's like,
asleep for part of that.
Wait,
I
you
did,
didn't
but like
Thunderbolts?
you missed the middle.
it doesn't fucking matter.
There
Like
is an
all,
arc with the Sentry.
all of a
Yeah,
sudden
it's a great movie. You didn't like it?
It's better than
he
mo-
didn't get
it's
the
better-
Bob and Sentry stuff.
Oh.
'Cause he
all of,
missed
a,
the middle part.
all of a sudden it's like, well, I didn't fall asleep for that much of it. Like I fell asleep
know.
after that too.
Fall asleep one time and he'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like, well, now it's about this, and it seemed like years and years ago when I watched Iron Man, it's like I didn't know what the conflict was, and then like it felt like 2/3 of the way through, oh, it's Jeff Bridges is the bad guy, okay, but you didn't know that until like 2/3 of the way through. It's like I don't know. It's probably just me.
No, that is a
like-
book that I read. The Joanna Robinson, I can't remember her co-author, the House That Marvel Built or whatever that book is called. And they have kept this process of like continuing to adjust the story through production and then through post-production.
Well, there you go.
And so,
Well, and I do that too. Like when we were filming, I realized what I had written. I was like, this is going to be too hard. This one part was like going to be way too hard. So I went back and I reworked it. And it was after we filmed for 3 days, and then we had the fourth day we went back. I was like, I need to go back to the script. I need to fix this, and I need to make it work, because there's no way we'd be able to accomplish what originally was written without damaging the story. You know, so I just had to pivot a little bit. And then when I edit, I'm gonna make more changes, because that's just the way it is. It's like I'm gonna cut it down, and you know, like that line didn't work the way I thought it did on paper.
but you're not building in a reshoot period where you're going to edit the whole movie and then go back and reshoot for sure, are you?
Not a sense. So like with the first 3 days, so we had the first 3 days done for this scene. I edited everything for the most part, saw like what works, what doesn't, and then I was like, okay, who can I get back to fix little things? And then
That's for the current one, Vexx Torn? Okay,
yeah.
wow.
And so it was a real quick turnaround to make some quick decisions, like close up here that would benefit, that would help. Let's add a line here, and then reshoot, and then polish the scene up a little bit. Yeah.
We're working on a series right now, and we know that we just shot episode 1. We're gonna go shoot episode 2 soon, and we were like, oh, we know one more shot. We need to convey something for episode 1. We can pick that up because it's not of any actors. It's just of this in a corner.
Yeah.
Add that, and then that answers something that we didn't account for when we
Sure.
wrote it, talked through it, cast people, and then made it. So I think what I'm saying with Marvel is that part of their process is to intentionally like they went into Iron Man without a completed script.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't say.
Well, but they kind of go into all their movies.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, but you haven't seen Infinity War, and that is a very satisfying cinematic experience.
That one I like. Yeah, I mean it is. It's not gonna. It's a good one.
What's the last movie you saw in a movie theater?
What did I just watch? Once saw Superman. I guess would have been the most recent.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Not as much as people were kind of making it out to be.
What were people making it out to be, and then where's the delta for you?
I mean, just like what I was reading, I was like the expectation, and I mean, obviously I just said like Vexx Torn is like there's hints of Guardians of the Galaxy, so I really like James Gunn. I think I like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are great. This one didn't hit as hard for me, but I enjoyed it still. But I was trying to figure out, well, why? And it's like, I know the Superman story, and I'm thinking the way that it starts, it's just like, we're just going to get into this, which is kind of fine, but it's like, let's say you don't know Superman. And I'm sitting there reading all this text for the first, I don't know, minute, 2 minutes. And I'm
like Star Wars?
Yeah, like Star Wars. And I'm like, okay, all right, 3 minutes ago. And I'm like, how important is all of this, you know? And it just started, like, so I was starting to like think about that, and then it like just took a while for me once we got past that, like first half hour, because I was actually bored the first half hour.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like the scene between Lois and
the interview.
the interview?
segment?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing did it. But once we got into the third act was all great.
Okay.
You know, I thought once we got past that, it was good. But it took me a while to get in. Maybe and I do think sometimes you can just be in a mood or whatever and not enjoy a movie the way that you could if you go revisit. So maybe if I watched it again, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm good. But it just took me a while.
I'm easily influenced by the joy or lack thereof in my 4 and 5-year-old. My 4-year-old loves Superman. Now we're watching the 90s cartoon because of that Superman.
Okay, yeah.
Was that movie a 10 for me? No, I would say if someone was like, what is, I'd say it's an 8, you know? For some people it's a 9, and if someone said it was a 7 for them, they're probably right. But it's not terrible.
No,
you know?
it's not
No,
terrible
it's
by any means. Like I said, I mean, like once it got going for me, I was like, I walked out feeling good. It just took me a little bit. And then what else? I saw a few other movies, but yeah, I mean, that was the most recent.
Do you go by yourself, or do you go with your wife?
No,
do you go with friends?
With the wife.
Okay.
And then sometimes I go with friends, but yeah, I don't usually go to movies alone.
I have.
Yeah.
I have, and I will again.
Yeah.
How often do you go to the movies? In a year or a month?
I watched quite a few this summer. Saw Lilo and Stitch. Watched the new Karate Kid, which was sad for me.
Oh, I heard it wasn't good. I haven't seen it.
It was not good, and it breaks me. It breaks my soul because I'm like a Jackie Chan fan, and I'm just like, oh, why?
It's too bad.
And then I did watch the new Jurassic World, and there was another one in there I watched, I think.
All right, so you've seen the big ones.
Yeah, I see the big ones.
Okay. Oh, you've got something up to your mouth, so I'm gonna...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I could wrap this up.
Oh,
To wrap up.
I was gonna put something up to my mouth.
Oh, okay.
No, I've got something while you're putting it up to your mouth. I heard you say since I referenced Suska. What's up, Suska? Hope you're listening to this one. That there's a type of movie you don't think you could do when you're talking to Susko. And you've kind of discussed how, hey, I'm the Kung Fu guy, but now I want to be more than the Kung Fu guy because I'm a filmmaker, you know. In the interview with Susko, he said, I think there's a type of movie I can't do, and I'm curious, could you articulate what that movie would be? That type of movie might be?
Oh, I think it's it's a great question. And what is that? I like making movies that are fun. And anything that I don't want to go to, I've done some horror films, short films, and I like the genre, but I still think that horror is fun.
Sure. I do too.
Yeah, but something like that's a story about like rape.
Okay, wow.
Oh, well, people have already heard our police story conversation, and that will play into our spoiler section.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like someone like who's been raped and they're like dealing with it, and like you're talking about like one of these indie movies where somebody's like it's very personal and there's a lot of like long.
Yeah,
like,
and I should say almost in the sense
shots.
of like depressing. Yeah. I don't know, and maybe I'm not saying that I couldn't. Could it be tackled? Sure. I just don't think I'd want to do it, and it's just it's just like it's too like something that's so sensitive and so personal for someone else where it's just like I have no experience in that. I don't feel like it's my place to tell that story.
Oh, yeah, sure. Is it your story to tell, as some people would say?
Right.
You got some thoughts about that, Nick?
Oh, no, not at all. We're not referencing anything we've talked about. No.
Well, to wrap things up, Jarrod, we always ask our guests, who should we ask to be on the podcast? Do you have any recommendations?
You had Judd on here? Judd and Adam?
Judd and Adam, this will be their motivation. I asked them to come on to promote Wet Paper Bag this month, so we should have them on, and we will.
Great, there you go.
Judd and Adam, now you have to come on.
Yeah.
Judd, I'll punch you in the face again. He's a better sparrer than I am, just so I get that out there. Because he's had an actual amateur fight, and he spars with tougher guys than I do at his gym. I've got more like guys who are first learning to spar than mine. That's where we're ending your interview.
Yeah, more of a fight.
Beating people up. How about it?
Yeah, it's a great place to end it. Thank you for listening. For more Check Your Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team, and on Facebook, JK Productions MN. Join us next time for another bait.